one of the most frequent questions I get asked. People want to know if a particular machine or activity is good cardio or not. Before we go into determining what is good cardio, let's look at why cardio is so important. There's 4 reasons that cardio is so important. Number 1 is to lose fat. If you want six-pack abs, the only way you're going to get it is through daily cardio and proper nutrition. Number 2, cardio can improve your mood and significantly reduce depression. Study after study has shown that people who do daily cardio are happier. Number 3, cardio can improve your performance at work or at school. Cardio can reduce your mental fatigue and give you more energy. A recent study at University of Georgia showed that daily cardio can reduce fatigue by up to 65%. Number 4, there's a whole host of health reasons why you want to do cardio. It can reduce your risk of heart disease. It can reduce your risk of diabetes. It lowers your blood pressure. It makes you live longer. Need I go on? You've heard me say this before, and I'm going to say it again. Cardio is much more important than lifting weights. If you only have 20 minutes a day for exercise, you should spend all of it doing cardio. So, is walking good cardio? How about running? How about running in place? How about a mini trampoline? Is that good cardio? How about jump rope? It's clear there's a lot of confusion about cardio, and it's really quite simple. In this video, I'm going to show you how to know whether cardio is good or not, and also how to tell at a glance if a piece of equipment is good cardio equipment or not. So let's start with the basics. The purpose of cardio is to elevate your heart rate for at least 20 minutes. It's that simple. And how elevated should your heart rate be? Well, that depends on your age and health. If you have health conditions, consult with your doctor about what your target heart rate should be. If you're in normal good health, the American Heart Association has published these charts showing recommended heart rates for exercise. For example, let's take myself. I'm 48 years old. If you look at the chart, you can see that my recommended heart rate zone is 85 for a minimum heart rate and 145 for a maximum heart rate in the target zone. So anything that elevates my heart rate more than 85 beats per minute and less than 145 is good cardio. That's all you need to know. So if you're wondering if a particular activity is good cardio or not, here's how you tell. You do it for 20 minutes and you measure your heart rate. I'll show you how at the end of the video if you don't know how. If it's in your target zone, then it's good cardio. It's as simple as that. And you need to be careful in some activities like walking or cycling. It's really easy to lollygag and let your heart rate drop below the minimum. So keep checking your heart rate and make sure that you're in the cardio zone when you're exercising. Just a note, the reason walking is such a highly recommended form of cardio is it has the lowest dropout rate of all forms of cardio. It's probably because it's the most enjoyable and the least prone to injury. Okay, let's talk about cardio equipment. I get lots of questions asking if a particular piece of cardio equipment is good or not. And first of all, I don't want you buying cardio equipment. I'd much rather see you exercising outdoors by jogging, cycling, or playing soccer. If you have to exercise indoors to do your cardio, I'd recommend something cheap like a jump rope. Now, having said that, if you're still determined to spend your hard-earned money on cardio equipment for indoor use, here's how you can tell if it's good or not. But be warned, good cardio equipment is expensive. Most of them cost well over $1,000. Okay, there's 4 characteristics to good cardio equipment. The number one and most important characteristic. Now, you know the answer to this. What is it? What's the most important thing that the cardio equipment does?
It elevates your heart rate into the target zone.
Right. It elevates your heart rate into the target zone and keeps it there for 20 minutes. If the cardio equipment does not do that, then it's no good. The second characteristic is it has to have an adjustable speed. You need to be able to adjust the speed if it's a good piece of cardio equipment. Number 3, it's got to be sturdy. You don't want something that's rickety and send you jerking all over and something that's going to collapse and injure you. I've never seen a piece of good cardio equipment that weighs less than 50 pounds. Most weigh well over 100 pounds. So if it's something light that you can pick up with your finger, it's probably not a good piece of cardio equipment. Number 4, and the most important, is that it's got to have adjustable resistance. If you can't adjust it down way low for granny and way up for a linebacker, it's not a good piece of cardio equipment. You need to be able to tailor the load to the ability of the person. Okay, let's take an example. Let's look at some things that are good cardio and bad cardio. So I'm 48 years old. My heart rate should be between 88 and 145. That's my zone. So the determining factor for all these exercises, whether they're good or not, is my heart rate between 88 and 145. So let's take a look at some exercises. Now let's answer some common questions I get about cardio. This first email, what if I sprint? Can I just do 1 mile? No! I don't care how fast you go. You've got to do 20 minutes of cardio. Okay, next email. What if I do interval training? Can I just do 15 minutes? No! I don't care if you're doing interval training or sprinting. You have to do at least 20 minutes of cardio, preferably 40 to 60 minutes. You can't have a shortcut here. It's like it takes 9 months for a woman to have a baby. 9 women can't have a baby in 1 month. It doesn't work that way. So let's talk a little about interval training. People seem to think that because it's more efficient at burning fat, which it is, that they can do less of it. Well, burning calories is not the only reason to do cardio. You're also doing it for the health of your whole body. So, yes, maybe interval training is a little more efficient at burning off calories, but I don't recommend it for 2 reasons. First, you're more likely to get injured. The sprinting part is okay if you're an advanced athlete, but most people get injured when they do the sprints. And by interval training, what we mean typically is a burst of activity, like sprinting as fast as you can for 1 minute, and then walking for 60 seconds. But as I said, I don't recommend that. Just do your steady cardio. You're less likely to get injured, and you need to do it at least 20 minutes anyway, preferably 40 to 60. Okay, how do you measure your heart rate? Well, there's all kinds of fancy electronic gadgets you can buy that do it, but all you really need is a watch with a second hand or a stopwatch, and you can measure your heart rate anywhere, anytime. So first thing, you got to find your pulse. For most people, it's easiest here in the wrist. You find the bump of the wrist bone. There's a little valley there. You just push in lightly, and you can feel your pulse. So what we're going to do, we're going to just measure how many heartbeats we feel in 15 seconds and multiply that by 4. And that's all there is to it. No fancy devices required.